The Insta360 Luna versus the Insta360 GO Ultra. Which camera should you buy? And if you want to know the answer to that question, you got to watch the video to the end. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and begin the video now. Alrighty, and so we're going to be talking about the Insta360 Luna first, and then afterwards we're going to be talking about the Insta360 GO Ultra. And at the very end, we're going to be talking about my opinion on which one you should choose. So let's begin. So let's go ahead and talk about the Insta360 Luna first and foremost. So what we know right now officially, and this is like confirmed information from the team over at Insta360 relayed over to me, is the fact that the Insta360 Luna, it is co-engineered with Leica, so you're going to expect a really high quality in comparison and collaboration with Leica, much like similar cameras such as the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, although we're currently filming on the Insta360 GO Ultra for the sake of the video. The Luna is set to come out sometime in the middle of this year or later on. We're not sure of official dates, but hopefully it comes out sooner than later because I'd love to get my hands on the camera. So Insta360, if you're watching this, hopefully I can get my hands on the Insta360 Luna and the Mic Pro 2 as well. Outside of the tangent, yeah, so the Insta360 Luna is co-engineered by Leica, and it is going to have two different colorways and two different versions, which is very exciting news. That is definitely something to look forward to for sure. So it's also going to have a 1-inch sensor with the facts on the screen that you see right now, and we're also going to have finally capabilities in 10-bit iLog color grading. So that's going to be completely game-changing, and I've mentioned it in several different Insta360 Luna related videos before. My color grading process is going to be a lot easier, and being able to do it in 10-bit is going to be great. I can simply just go on the Insta360 app, click the LUT button, and then call it a day, versus before not having enough phone storage, having it super difficult to color grade because I don't have enough phone storage to be able to handle color grading high intensity memoried footage. And now I'm just able to use my computer, click the LUT button, have 10-bit iLog, super high quality, and then just call it a day. This is going to be game changing, and I can't wait. So another thing to mention too as well is a lot of the new features associated with the Luna that I've just been seeing on like YouTube videos as of recent. You can actually disconnect the control panel. Initially at first, people weren't showing the actual front of the camera, they were just showing the outside of the camera. Now with the control panel being shown, you can actually disassemble it, control the gimbal system remotely, kind of like the GO Ultra, which is why we're comparing the two cameras in the first place. Same company and same kind of like disassemble and assemble capabilities. But anyways, so it's so cool. And you can actually use the top part of that control panel as a microphone. Absolutely game changing, super sick, and not to mention the quality is going to be there too as well. And the fact that you can connect to Mic Pro, because we know that the Mic Pro without a receiver connects to like the Ace Pro 2 and probably the GO Ultra. It's going to be very similar, I assume, for the Luna 2 as well. So it's just banger after banger after banger. Honestly, it's like so exciting and super cool. And the final sets of confirmed information is the fact that it has 14 stops of dynamic range. Obviously, it's a gimbal camera system, and it has 4K Dolby Vision. So all very exciting news along with the Insta360 Luna. Obviously, it has normal capabilities with the Insta360 app, and you can also like drag in your LUT into your editing software and color grade that way. I assume they're going to have a specific LUT that perfectly embodies like the iLog footage, and you can just drag the LUT in, or you can just click the LUT button as an option too as well, as per the time of when everything does come out. Very exciting. Looking forward to all the above. And let's go ahead and move on to the Insta360 GO Ultra now, by the way, which is the camera that we're currently filming on at the minute right here right now. Okay, so for reference, we are currently on the Insta360 GO Ultra. To have an idea of what the camera looks like, we're on 4K 30 frames per second. We're in more of an indoor location. Lately it's been super sunny, so I don't want to have to use an ND filter, and so this is just a standard lens, standard stabilization, as you could see. And there's a lot of cool things about the camera that just makes this camera like super special in its own right and its own way. Okay, so number one, you can actually assemble the Insta360 GO Ultra to any metal surface just like this. You are sacrificing audio quality because you can't connect a microphone to the camera when it's disassembled, but still really cool. Outside of the disassembling and assembling of the pod outside of the Insta360 GO Ultra, this camera can actually go up to 4K 60 frames per second in its small frame overall. I think that's really cool and awesome, and I find myself using this camera a lot more than I would actually think I'd be using it, just because of its small, compact pocket size. So you can always just quickly clip it in your pocket, and then if you can disassemble and put it somewhere in an interesting spot, you can do that. And if you can use the pod by itself and record something, that's also great and awesome too. It's an awesome and great camera overall, and it has a multitude of different uses and really good high quality too as well. This is also waterproofing just by the small pod in itself. The actual base with the pod is not waterproof, so please do bear that in mind. It's going to be a lot more durable than the Insta360 Luna, and there's also microphone capabilities without a receiver with the Mic Pro. But since we're using a third-party microphone, I do have to connect the receiver onto the side. Hopefully I can get my hands on the Mic Pro. So Insta360, if you're listening, please and thank you. That'd be great and amazing. Love to do videos about it. Yeah, I think great camera, and I find myself using it a lot when I'm recording dance footage or when I'm sort of like recording memories on my trips, when I go out and about and all all the above. Overall, it's a very good camera. I have no complaints. You can use it for like a multitude of different reasons. You can even use it if you're running per se, and then you want a third-person POV. There's like a chest mount system necklace that you can do. There's also a necklace thing that you can do as well. You can wear a hat and put the Insta360 GO Ultra on it for great POVs. It can really give you the most of what you need on the Insta360 GO Ultra, and it's been prevalent and out for a while, and I think it just consistently does a very good job. I think it's great. So there is also connectivity with the Insta360 app. The interface in the system is going to be great too as well. Love the Insta360 app and I love the interface. Haptic feedback and touch is very simple, so I assume the same thing from the Insta360 Luna upon release, because all Insta360 products are going to be inevitably similar to each other as they're the same company after all. I love the user interface, haptic feedback, touch. It's great. I just love the simple and ease of using the actual camera. The only downside is that it's 8-bit iLog. You know, initially actually when the Insta360 GO Ultra first came out, there was no iLog, and then iLog came in an update. So I do love the aspect of, you know, the community aspect of the Insta360 community and how the company always upgrades the actual camera rather than consistently makes a new camera. So like it really thinks about the community in that sense. But anyway, yeah, so there's 8-bit iLog, although I don't find a good use for that just because if you want to color grade, it's always better in 10-bit. So I try not to on this camera, but I can't wait for the Luna when I get it. Hopefully I get it. It's a 360 if you're listening again, and then I will go ahead and color grade with that camera. And to kind of put the nail in the coffin, if you don't really want to worry about your camera and, you know, worry if like I go like this as an example, I throw you up and down, I turn around like this, and I'm not worried about like the conditioning of the gimbal system and how fragile it is, then this is kind of like your more direction for sure. I don't mind just throwing this around, and that's just something to think about too. Do note too as well, you're only capable of 4K 60 FPS if you're not trying to do like a point and shoot walk and talk vlog situation like this. But if you're just shooting out memories, 4K 60 is fine, because I do want to enable portrait mode so I can have a certain amount of sharpness, and I like to put medium sharpness with my Insta360 GO Ultra too, in order to be able to utilize the Insta360 GO Ultra in this situation the best and fullest. I do need to have portrait mode on at 4K 30 frames per second. I do like 60 frames per second, but that's only possible for memorabilia. The Ace Pro 2 has portrait mode with 4K 60, but the GO Ultra only has 4K 30 with portrait mode, so something to keep in mind too. I'm sure the Luna's gonna have a different situation, but I can't confirm that sort of information yet. Also to mention too, if you do want to get your hands on the Insta360 GO Ultra, there's going to be an affiliate link down below. You can grab some summer season discounts, so click that link and then you will be able to get access to that code, or you can use code Dominic on the official Insta360 website. But again, let's just move on to the next portion of the video. So another thing to mention too as well is that there is like a consistent clamping system over with the Insta360 X5, which I do own, so you'll see B-rolls of that throughout the whole video of me skating, which I love to put in. And then there's also the same clamping system for the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, but something to note with the Insta360 GO Ultra is that the clamping system is completely different and separate from everything else. So if that's something that's important to you, where it's like not universally all the same all throughout the bout, something to keep in mind too as well in regards to the Insta360 GO Ultra. I don't know what clamping system is going to be implemented with the Luna. As time progresses and further news comes in, hopefully I can receive some news in regards to that, but we'll have to wait and see in regards to that information. Okay, so another thing to mention too with the Insta360 GO Ultra, I'm probably talking about it a little more, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see how the video unfolds at the very end of post, but I do know more about this camera because I do own this camera for sure, and I've owned it for a little bit of a while now. But anyways, outside of that tangent, there is no internal storage along with the Insta360 GO Ultra. You do need an SD card to be able to store information or store videos and photos with the Insta360 GO Ultra. And how to do that is you actually insert the SD card into the pod or into the actual Insta360 GO Ultra small part. It's not going to be in the actual big pod, it's going to be in the small one, so also something to note too as well. And also for preference, I always love to use Mega View. It's kind of my favorite, but yeah, I want to add that too as well. But we'll also take a quick photo with the Insta360 GO Ultra. Takes great photos too. First, let's talk about Holify. So Holify is connected in over 200 destinations, and the installation process is very simple. But first, you have to make sure your phone is eSIM compatible. So all you have to do is download the Holify eSIM app, choose your destination and how many days you want to use the unlimited eSIM for, and use code Dominic for 5% off. You can also check out the unlimited data plans. One's going to be unlimited data, and the other one's going to be light plan for 25 gigabytes of data. And you can use code Dominic for 10% off in 70+ destinations. And we can also check out Always On with Holify. So Always On is a 1 gigabyte of emergency data. So you never have to worry about running out of data data on your next trip in these destinations. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and return back to the regular scheduled video. Alrighty, so the final part that you've all been waiting for. If I were to choose between the Insta360 Luna and the Insta360 GO Ultra, which camera would I choose? And it kind of depends on your own personal situation. So if you're super worried about a fragile gimbal system and you know you're kind of a klutz yourself and you still want pretty good stabilization and pretty good quality and just like flexibility so you can like put yourself in really interesting and unique spots, then I would highly recommend just getting the Insta360 GO Ultra. While you can't like color grade in 10-bit iLog, you still can color grade, but I think the benefit of the Insta360 GO Ultra really lies in its compact, small pocket size, having pretty good quality in standard video mode, not so much iLog, which isn't kind of what the camera is going for. It's going for convenience and just like everyday usability. Then get the Insta360 GO Ultra. But if you want more of a professional grade look, you find yourself more of a professional, you can kind of bring this camera too along into your adventures, and it does have unique features that will allow it to be able to make that unique daily experience easier, or more of a professional grade experience easier too as well. Then I would highly recommend using the Insta360 Luna. Its new compact control system is really cool. You're gonna have the best quality possible with gimbal stabilization, and then you can also use 10-bit iLog, which is gonna be completely game changing. You can control your colors, you can have that background blur. It's gonna be amazing and great. And if we know more information as time progresses, then I will explain that to you. Again, it really depends on your personal needs and preferences, so it's definitely something to think about between the two for sure. Either way, with the Insta360 system, you're both gonna have, Insta360 app capabilities. My favorite part about the Insta360 app personally is that you can use it on the PC and you can also use it by your phone. So it's really flexible in that sense. So if you do have a full storage on your phone, kind of like I do, you can use the Insta360 app on the PC, you can export files into there, and then you're out of that problem, so to speak. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see for more information in regards to the Luna, but I do have the Insta360 GO Ultra here right now as we speak, and it's been serving me great. I kind of use it a lot more than sort of the other competitors like DJI and GoPro cameras that I currently possess in my possession, which I'm lucky enough to be able to have these different type of cameras. But again, it's really up to you to decide which camera is more for you. If you want professional grade but also capable of memories, Luna. But if you want, more of a durable, like versatile camera that also records really good quality and you're not really like one to color grade too much, then yeah, I would just get the GO Ultra. Although it does have color grading capabilities, it's not really what it's meant for, but you can, to preface to as well. But yeah, something to think about for sure. So with all that being said, I hope you guys overall enjoyed the video, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.